Your hens are healthy, they're eating, they're drinking, they look completely fine. But the eggs stopped, or maybe they never stopped completely, but production dropped. 20 eggs a week became 12, 12 became 6, and you have no idea why. I've been there, and I can tell you right now, the reason your chickens stop laying eggs is almost certainly not what you think it is. Most farmers blame the feed. Some blame the breed. Others assume the hens are just getting old. And they spend money on supplements, on new feed, on medications, without ever fixing the actual problem. Today I'm going to show you the real reasons hens stop laying. Reasons most farming content either gets wrong, puts in the wrong order, and the exact fixes that bring full production back, in most cases, within 2 weeks. Stay with me. A few years ago, I had 12 laying hens. Good breed, clean water every day, consistent feed. From spring through summer, I was getting 9 to 10 eggs daily without fail. Then November hit. Over about 3 weeks, production dropped from 10 eggs to 6, then 4, then 2. Some mornings, nothing at all. I did what most people do. I changed the feed. I added calcium supplements. I checked for mites and parasites. I treated for disease. Nothing worked. The hens looked perfectly healthy, were eating well, moving normally, no signs of illness anywhere. Then I started actually researching the biology of egg production, not farming forums, not YouTube comments, but the actual science of how a hen's reproductive cycle works. And what I found stopped me cold. It had nothing to do with feed, nothing to do with disease. It had everything to do with one number I had completely ignored, the number of hours of daylight my hens were receiving every day. In November at my latitude, daylight had dropped to just 9 hours. And 9 hours of light is, biologically, the signal that tells a hen's brain, winter is coming. This is not the time to raise chicks. Shut down production and wait. The moment I understood that, everything else made sense, and the fix cost me almost nothing. Here is what most people don't understand about how egg production actually works, and this is the foundation of everything else. In this video, a hen does not lay eggs automatically. Egg production is controlled by a specific gland in her brain called the pineal gland, which measures light exposure through photoreceptors located not just in her eyes, but also through her skull, meaning the pineal gland, which measures light exposure through photoreceptors located not just in her eyes, but also through her skull, meaning 14 hours per day. It signals the hen's pituitary gland to release the hormones that trigger ovulation and egg production. When light drops below that threshold, those hormones drop. Production slows, then stops. This is not illness. This is not poor management. This is millions of years of evolutionary biology working exactly as it was designed to, keeping hens from raising vulnerable chicks in winter conditions. Understanding this one principle changes everything, because it means that the majority of egg production problems are not feed problems, not disease problems, and not breed problems. They are environmental problems. And environmental problems have environmental solutions that cost almost nothing to implement. There are 5 reasons hens stop laying. I'm going to give them to you in order of how commonly they actually occur. Not alphabetically, not randomly, but in the order that reflects real flock management data, because the order matters when you're trying to diagnose your own flock. Reason number 1, insufficient light. This is the number 1 reason laying hens stop producing, particularly in autumn and winter in North America, Europe, and any region above 30 degrees latitude. A hen requires a minimum of 14 hours of light per day to maintain full egg production. Below 14 hours, production begins to decline. Below 10 hours, most hens stop completely. The decline is gradual, which is Why most farmers don't connect it to light until production has already dropped significantly. The biology is precise. Light enters the hen's eye and also penetrates directly through her skull to stimulate the hypothalamus. This triggers a cascade of hormones, including LH and FSH, that control the development and release of the egg yolk from the ovary. No light stimulus, no hormone release, no egg. The fix is simple and has been used commercially for decades. Install a low wattage bulb inside the coop on an automatic timer set to maintain 16 hours of combined natural and artificial light per day. A single 40-watt equivalent LED bulb is sufficient for most backyard coops. Use warm, white light. Studies have shown that red spectrum light is more effective at stimulating the pineal gland in chickens than blue spectrum light. Results. Most flocks return to full production within 2 to 3 weeks of restoring proper light exposure. This single intervention, costing less than $10 in equipment, recovers production that most farmers spend hundreds of dollars trying to fix through feed and medication. Reason number 2, molting. Once per year, typically triggered by the shortening days of late summer and early autumn, hens shed their old feathers and regrow new ones. This process is called molting, and it is the second most common reason for sudden production drops. During molting, the hen's body redirects all available protein toward feather production. Feathers are 90% protein. A hen producing new feathers simply does not have the biological resources to simultaneously produce eggs, and her body will not try. The molt typically lasts 6 to 12 weeks. Production during this period drops to 0 or near 0 for most hens. This is completely normal and requires no intervention except one: increased dietary protein. High protein feed, 18 to 20% crude protein rather than the standard 16%, significantly shortens the molting period and brings hens back into production faster. Supplement with mealworms, black soldier fly larvae, or legumes during this period. Hens that receive adequate protein during molt return to full production 2 to 4 weeks faster than hens on standard feed. Do not try to stop or delay the molt. It is a necessary biological process that improves feather quality and, counterintuitively, actually improves subsequent egg production. A hen that completes a full molt will lay more consistently in the following season than one whose molt was disrupted. Reason number 3, nutritional deficiency. An egg contains 6 grams of protein, and the shell is almost entirely calcium carbonate. A hen that produces 1 egg per day is manufacturing a significant amount of both protein and calcium from her diet every single day. The most common deficiency that kills egg production is calcium. A laying hen requires 4 grams of calcium per day, far more than is contained in standard grain-based feed. A hen that is calcium deficient will first produce thin-shelled eggs, then soft-shelled eggs, then no eggs at all. In severe cases, her body will begin pulling calcium from her own bones to maintain production, a condition that leads to serious skeletal problems over time. The fix costs almost nothing. Provide free choice crushed oyster shell or dried, crushed eggshells in a separate container at all times. Do not mix it into the feed. Allow hens to self-regulate their intake. Hens are remarkably accurate at consuming exactly the calcium they need. Production typically recovers within 1 to 2 weeks of correcting a calcium deficiency. The second most common nutritional issue is protein deficiency. Laying hens require 16 to 18% crude protein in their diet. Hens fed primarily corn or scratch grains, which are high in carbohydrates but low in protein, will gradually reduce production as their protein reserves decline. Free-ranging hens that forage for insects and worms supplement their protein intake naturally. Confined hens on grain-only diets need a deliberate protein source added to their feed. Reason number 4, stress and social disruption. Hens are creatures of rigid routine and established hierarchy. The social structure inside a flock, called the pecking order, is not incidental to egg production. It is directly connected to it. Here is something most farming content never mentions. Within any flock, the hens at the bottom of the social hierarchy, the bullied hens, the ones that eat last and drink last, are almost always the first to stop laying when any stressor is introduced. Their cortisol levels are chronically elevated from social stress alone, and chronically elevated cortisol directly suppresses the reproductive hormones that drive egg production. This means that in a flock of 10 hens, you might have 6 hens laying consistently and 4 hens producing almost nothing, not because those 4 are sick, but because they are socially stressed. From the outside, all 10 look identical. Any sudden change to the flock's environment triggers a stress response that can stop production within 48 hours. A predator visit, even without physical contact, new birds introduced to the flock, a change in feed type, moving the coop, a new caretaker, loud construction. Nearby, the fixes minimize sudden change. Introduce new birds behind a wire partition for 2 weeks before full integration so the flock can establish hierarchy without physical confrontation. Maintain a consistent daily routine. Ensure adequate feeder and waterer space so subordinate hens can eat and drink without being displaced. A minimum of 15 centimeters of feeder space per bird. Provide multiple feeding and watering stations so no single hen can guard all resources. Reason number 5, disease and parasites. I list this last not because it is unimportant, but because it is the first thing most farmers assume. And in most cases, it is the last thing that is actually causing the problem. The most common parasites that affect egg production are red mites, Dermanissus gallinae, which feed on hens at night and cause significant stress and anemia without being visible during daylight inspections. If your hens are dropping production and you cannot identify any other cause, inspect the coop at night with a flashlight, particularly in crevices and under roosting bars. Red mites are tiny, about 1 millimeter, but visible to the naked eye and appear as moving red or gray dots. Respiratory diseases, particularly Mycoplasma gallisepticum and infectious bronchitis, also cause significant production drops, typically accompanied by respiratory symptoms, rattling breath, nasal discharge, swollen sinuses. These require veterinary diagnosis and appropriate treatment. Internal laying, egg binding, and reproductive tumors can all cause sudden production stops in individual hens. But these affect individual birds, not entire flocks. If your whole flock stops simultaneously, the cause is almost always environmental rather than disease. Here is the exact sequence to diagnose your flock's production problem, in order of likelihood. First, count the hours of light your co-op receives. If it is below 14 hours, install supplemental lighting immediately. This is the most likely cause and the cheapest fix. Second, check the calendar. Is it late summer or early autumn? Are your hens losing feathers? If yes, they are molting, increased protein, and weight. Third, examine their diet. Do they have constant access to calcium? Is their feed at least 16% crude protein? If not, correct both immediately. Fourth, think back over the past 2 to 4 weeks. Was there any disruption, new birds, predator activity, feed, change, routine change? Identify and eliminate the stressor. Check that subordinate hens have equal access to feed and water. Fifth, inspect the coop at night for red mites. Check individual hens for respiratory symptoms. If you find evidence of disease or parasites, treat specifically for what You find not for everything at once. In the majority of backyard flocks, the problem is found in steps 1 through 3. Steps 4 and 5 account for most of the remaining cases. Addressing them in this order will save you significant time and money. Here is how this connects to everything we have been building since video 1. Chickens that are integrated into a rotational system, moving through different areas of your land, foraging for insects and worms, living in well-managed coops, solve most of these problems automatically. Rotational movement means hens are always foraging on fresh ground, which provides the protein and micronutrients that prevent nutritional deficiency. Movement between areas means the social hierarchy resets periodically, reducing chronic stress in subordinate hens. Fresh ground means lower parasite load. Red mites and intestinal worms cannot build up in soil that is rested between flock visits. The integrated system is not just more productive, it is more resilient. Flocks that are part of a system recover from production disruptions faster and more completely than isolated flocks on commercial feed. 5 reasons, 5 fixes, most of them costing almost nothing. Light first, then molt, then nutrition, then stress, then disease. Work through them in that order, and you will find your answer. And you will find it faster and cheaper than any supplement or medication. We'll get you there. If this video helped you identify what has been happening in your flock, hit the like button. It helps this channel reach more farmers who are dealing with the same problem right now. Subscribe to Livestock Mastery for the next video, where I break down exactly how to build a zero-cost goat feeding system using land that most farmers consider completely useless. Tell me in the comments, which of these 5 reasons do you think has been affecting your flock? I read every comment and I will answer yours. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.